Hello and welcome to a new segment of the Fallout Experiment called Anime Reviews. Yes, anime reviews. Today we're going to be talking about, well, obviously anime. And the first anime on my list is Naruto. Why Naruto? Because it's the best and quickest way to piss off a bunch of fanboys, and that's what I'm all about. So anyway, let's dive right into it and get to talking about Naruto. Yes, Naruto, one of the all-time most popular animes since Dragon Ball Z, and I don't really fucking get it. I mean, look at this orange jumpsuit wearing fucking twerp. Granted, I watched the show and, well, more recently read the manga, and it's somewhat fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie in that respect. But there are people out there that praise it as fucking godsend, and I don't understand that. I really don't. I mean, there was an entire, year where that was a huge flame war on the YouTubes. It's ridiculous. And I never really understood the whole, gay implied relationship between Sasuke and Naruto, Sasuke being on the left, Naruto the right. I mean, what the fuck's up with that? That kind of takes over the show. So it should be called Naruto and Sasuke instead of just Naruto. And like I said before, this picture just proves that they're just ripping off Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I know it was inspired by that, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. This isn't a fucking game for this thing. The franchise is failing enough to rip it off in a game? Wow. But no, in all seriousness, the show is very fun to watch. I'm not going to lie about that. It's entertaining, and that's more than a lot of things can say. However, just because it's entertaining and fun doesn't mean it's good. You see, there are a lot of movies, such as Troll 2 or Plan 9 from Outer Space, that are really fun to watch, and that I actually kind of love. But they're fucking bad movies. It doesn't make them better, it just means that they're fun. I mean, video games can be fun and not be good games. I mean, Lollipop Chainsaw's a fun game, but, is it Mass Effect? No. I mean, it's just killing zombies. It's cool, but it's not. So with that being said, let's dive a little bit more into why Naruto isn't really that good. And start off with, of course, the characters, because that's very important. The character of Naruto is obviously the first one we're going to talk about because he's the main character, kind of. See, Naruto is this, in the beginning he's 12, and he's got this demon fox inside of him, so everybody in the village hates him, so he's kind of an outcast. And, we kind of run into a problem pretty immediately after that, which is that he's supposed to be a ninja, but he is the most loudmouthed, annoying motherfucker on the face of the fucking earth. I mean, just listen to this fucking clip from the show of his catchphrase that they abandoned after a little bit.
Believe it! Believe it! Believe it! So believe it! 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 Believe it!
Yeah, that was pretty painful, wasn't it? And as we are all very aware, a character isn't good unless it has a great catchphrase. And besides that, the character growth with Naruto is spotty to say the least. The most that really happens with him is people start to like him more, and after that it's just kind of he's less annoying when you jump the 2-year time skip to Naruto Shippuden, or Shippuden, or however the fuck you say that word. But he's still really fucking annoying, and I can't get over it. The next character is Sasuke Uchiha, the kind of emo brooding character that gets slightly better and then goes back to being emo and brooding. He's probably one of my favorite characters simply because he's one of the closer ones to being a fucking ninja in this show. Basically he wants a revenge quest, but yeah. He makes friends with Naruto and Sakura, who in the beginning he thinks are beneath him, and it kind of makes him a better person up to a point when his brother shows up again and he realizes he's not as strong as he needs to be. But he's 13 by this point. I mean, you're not going to be that great at 13. Even after the time skip, he only wins because his brother was sicker than shit, right? So, I don't know. It was just kind of stupid. And he gets even more emo and brooding as you go along. So, his character development starts to happen but then doesn't. And then there's Sakura, who has the best character development of any of them, because she starts out just god awful, just fucking terrible. She is whiny, she is annoying, and she is absolutely useless. She's only there to pawn over Sasuke and bitch about how much she wants Naruto, or how much she hates Naruto. And then later she becomes a lot better. But I still don't care about these three, and these are the main characters of the show. The only other person that is anything is probably Kakashi, because he's kind of a good comic relief and teacher balance, and he probably actually had the best character development of anybody in this show, simply because when he starts out, which you don't even know in the beginning as a kid, he's a fucking asshat. He gets better, kind of, but you know, still not that great. After that, with the four main characters wrapped up, let's just jump straight to the plot. The show starts out about Naruto wanting to be adored and loved by everybody by becoming the Hokage, basically the village leader. And that's kind of fine. It's simple, but, I don't expect a lot. And that pretty much is what they stick with until they get to the exams where they become, well, they start out as Genin, which is like which is like ninja that are just still in training, and then they become Chunin, and they go to that exam, and then Sasuke becomes a focus for a really long time, and that never really stops. After that, it becomes more about bringing Sasuke back from darkness, and once you get to the time skip in Shippuden, or the fuck ever, you get to this issue where the show starts to preach this whole the world is shit, the best thing we can do with it is destroy it. Though they don't really want to destroy it, they just more want to put it in this giant illusion. It's basically Watchmen. It's Watchmen without being good, basically, is what they're doing here. And instead of there just being one Rorschach, everybody's Rorschach, kind of. It's bad Watchmen. It is bad Watchmen, okay? That is what Shippuden turns into, is a bad, half-assed, shitty, third-grade interpretation of Watchmen. Keep that in mind, because Watchmen is awesome, and they fucked it. So, it's really weird when that happens, because then, like I said earlier, the show becomes Naruto and Sasuke. And, they are two main characters, and I get that you want to focus on both of their things. That's fine. But what about Sakura? Her thing just gone. Just flies out the window forever. And I don't get that. I mean, if you're going to focus on two of them, why not focus on her struggle? Because she has a lot of issues, too, with her not feeling adequate or good as part of the team, because, Naruto and Sasuke are, like, on this level, and really all she has going for her is good chakra control or whatever. And there's a struggle there, and it's a much more personal struggle, but I think that would be good to include because, well, even though Sasuke's is supposed to be a personal struggle, I don't know, this show tries to make these characters have these personal struggles that you can connect to, and it doesn't really work, and you don't know why. But it's weird because you would think it would, and it doesn't, and it's stupid. It's really fucking stupid. And it's random, too. It's completely random that you would just insert these weird personal struggles that make no sense, and you don't even know why they're doing it, but they do it anyway, and it makes about as much sense as why I'm taking a drink of root beer and then a drink of water. That's the kind of shit you expect from this, right? And it tries to do this preachy thing, too, like I said earlier. I'm not saying anime can't have good social commentary. It's just, it doesn't. It's the social commentary you get from a Green Day song, Anyway, that's a kind of a rant about the plot. Let's talk about, I guess, the music to Naruto, and really all I can say to that is it's generic action anime nonsense music that makes you, like, blood pump and kind of shit like that, and it works. I gotta say, when there's a big inspirational moment where there's something Naruto has to pull out of, it kind of works. You kind of feel like, yeah! But, it's like a cheap thrill, pretty much. It's a jump scare in a movie. It happens, you're like, huh, and then it's gone. Simple as that. So, pretty much, what it boils down to is that Naruto doesn't really have a good plot. and it doesn't have great characters. The thing that's fun about it is the action, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I like Dragon Ball Z. I have a bunch of problems with Dragon Ball Z, but I like Dragon Ball Z. It's a fun show. It's fun to watch, and I still enjoy watching it. And part of it's because really they don't, to my memory. I mean, it's been a while since I've watched all of Dragon Ball Z. Have a bunch of like these weird moral stands aside from it is wrong to commit vast genocide, and that Goku's kind of the protector of people, and really that's it. I mean, they basically say that when he fights Frieza is, I am the one that protects people from things like you, and that's fine. That works fucking perfectly. It's not overly preachy. Yes, it's a simple moral. It is so simple. It's do what's right. Stand up and fight for what's right. But that's all they do. That is all they say. They don't I mean, they might say it a couple more times, but they don't bash you over the fucking head with it like Yu-Gi-Oh does with friendship. And when you're like 8, that's cool to hear, but it mostly keeps the action. Most of Dragon Ball Z is action. Most of it. And if you want more of an adventure story, go watch Dragon Ball, which I think is better anyway. And the other thing with Dragon Ball Z is they have sci-fi elements of it that get way increased in Dragon Ball GT, which I will say I like. And, it still makes sense. It's kind of like this weird fusion of, like, really advanced technology, and yet there's still dinosaurs, which is really interesting, and you never know why, but it's cool. Whereas in Naruto, they do something similar to that, where, like, they have these, like, those, like, communication headphones, they have, like, headsets that you would charge. Why? Why do they have that? And they have, like, cranes and stuff? The fuck? And this happens. And why? I don't... blows my mind every time I think about that. But I'm getting off topic here. In short, I don't get Naruto as anything more than something you shut your brain off to and watch. Or read or whatever and have fun with it. Other than that, it's nothing really special. It's just some cool action with some shitty, preachy, the world, don't put us under an illusion because that's false peace bullshit. So, that's the first edition of Anime Reviews. We'll be back next time with Bleach.